Hello, my name is DeAndre Stafford, and I am here to conduct an interview with you on how segregation was in the 1960s. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing great today, other than it is a rainy day, and with my amputation, there's a lot of pain that bothers the nerves all day long.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Frederica McDuffie. My date of birth, December 1st, 1949. My age is 69. I was born in Miami, Florida, and I grew up in the Overtown area.
Well, can you tell me what were things like in the Overtown area before segregation laws were passed?
During that time, it was totally black. No segregation at that time in the Overtown area.
Can you tell me about a time you felt as a child you either experienced or witnessed segregation?
Oh yes, I did witness segregation as I was growing up as a child.
What about as a teenager?
Teenager as well, the segregation started developing as we grow up year to years.
Do you remember how they made you feel?
Very small at times, but it didn't irritate me where I wanted to hurt anyone.
I heard that there were separate facilities for blacks and white people, correct?
Yes, you are correct.
Can you explain what did those times look like?
Well, if you were to go to the downtown shopping area at that time, that's what we call it, downtown, to the courthouse, you couldn't use the restrooms inside the courthouse. Blacks had to always use downstairs at the courthouse. And even so, if you would go into a restaurant area in the downtown area, blacks couldn't sit down at the counter and eat with whites.
Did the segregation laws affect other people identified as Hispanic or Mexicans?
Maybe so. I really couldn't give you a definite answer onto that because, like I said, Mexicans weren't very much involved in the black segregation.
Do you know of any places where whites and blacks may have been able to be in the same place at the same time other than school? What were your interactions with white people in public?
Well, I was mostly not afraid, but more concerned of being careful around them because at your time and state of days, we knew that white people did not care for blacks at all.
Did you have any friends that were affected by segregation deeply?
No, I did not have any friends, and even so, I probably did, but don't know of it as of this particular time.
What about any family members?
Well, my family members, had no type of corruption with the white people at all.
What about your husband?
Oh, at the time of my husband's death, sure, there was a problem with the white folks.
Can you explain on how did you feel and how did it break down your family?
Well, the family was very hurt, and so was I, as well as his children.
Are you comfortable with telling me what happened with your husband?
Well, mostly I don't like talking about it. I don't feel that well comfortable about it because it's been many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
And it brings back memories. So I'll try and do the best at giving you as much of the story as I possibly can. During the time of the incident, I was at work. He was on his way to pick up our daughter, and the policeman said that he did a pop wheelie and they chased him. Instead of him making a stop, he decided to do a run.
After his death, was segregation still a big part in Miami?
No, I don't think it was too much of a segregation anymore. I think it kind of brought blacks and white more together.
When the incident happened, how old were your two children?
Okay, both of the children, one was 7 years old, and the baby was 9 months old with two girls.
How was you able to tell that story to your 7-year-old?
The 7-year-old was very close to him. She took it very hard, but being a 7-year-old, you don't quite understand death like how adults take it.
Well, I know that your husband died at an early age. How was it like being a single mother raising two in a segregation like environment?
It was very hard, because I had to play a part of two, mother and the father. So it was very hard.
You mean father like disciplinary and all that?
Discipline them was very hard because you have to be strong mother, and that I intended to be on both of my girls. God pulled us through and we made it.
Well, I know you worked in the hospital system for 12 years, then transitioned to librarian at North Miami Senior High for 25 years. During that transition, was segregation still a big thing, or was everybody united together?
Yes, there was times where we united together. There was no segregation. We pulled it, united together.
Were there any entertainments back in the 60s?
Yes, there were plenty of entertainments back in the 60s. We had nightclubs that we attended. Some of the nightclubs were the Getaway.
You can take your time.
We had movie theaters that we also attended. Which was the Ritz Theater, the Capitol Theater. Plenty of things back in the 60s was for entertainment.
Well, I know that segregation was a big part. Well, how was the employment like being as a black person in the 60s? Was the like trying to get a job hard?
Back in 1960, 65, I believe, the job opportunities beginning to open up better for blacks. So it wasn't too hard. I mean, if you was a person that attended high school and graduated, or went off to college and made something out of your life, opportunities were there for you back in the 60s.
Well, I want to know, how did you get to school every day?
Okay, for living in the Overtown area, walking from 5th Avenue and 19th Street to 3rd Avenue and Booker T. Washington, we walked to school. But as opportunities grow for our parents to buy homes in Liberty City, there were times where we had to catch the bus from Liberty City to Overtown to Booker T. Washington. That was our traveling duties back and forth for school by Metro bus. And at that time, time, like I said, segregation beginning to move on out the way, where blacks still had a hard time sitting on a bus. They still wanted us to go to the back of the bus, but we fought our way of sitting where we wanted to sit.
Well, back on the school topic, I know Booker T is like a majority black school. Did you have any white teachers?
Sure, yes, I had white teachers. One of my white teachers' name was Miss Diaz, and she was a Spanish teacher. And I also had a white teacher that taught us French. So at that particular time in high school, we did have white teachers at our school.
Did they, by any means, show any racism to black students?
No, there was no racism at the time when we were in high school. Like I said, we united together.
Well, have you or anybody in your family related had any like troubles with white police officers or encounters?
Well, I can say for myself, no one in my family encountered any trouble with the policeman, but due to the fact that I was married to the late Arthur McDuffie, which was involved with encounter with the police officer.
Can you tell me what were times like, or was like, were they at your house knocking on your doors trying to talk to your husband?
At that particular time of the incident, no one came to my house and talked to me or my family about the incident that happened with the late Arthur McDuffie, which was my husband and the father of my two children.